The crowd truly swelling now. 3 seconds now, 2. And with that, the UB Bulls are your 2022 MAC Soccer champions. Just the second time in program history in front of a raucous crowd at UB Stadium on their own home turf. The Bulls finished their MAC schedule undefeated and have earned themselves an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament. Far side shot on, Buntapano scores! They came out here today with something to prove. Zach shot from some distance, Roper can't get there, they score!
It's the final day of the 2023 Mid-American Conference soccer regular season, and playoff spots are on the line. Despite being picked to repeat as MAC champs, the Buffalo Bulls need a win or draw to clinch a postseason berth today, while the Kent State Golden Flashes are battling for the right to host a quarterfinal match. On a beautiful autumn day in late October, it's 4-3-3 Buffalo versus 6-4 Kent State. Hello folks, I'm Jack Cruiser for the final time this season. Welcome to UB Stadium. 1 year ago, the Buffalo Bulls traveled to Kent, Ohio for the last regular season game with the MAC regular season title on the line. Kent State needed a win to make the playoffs that game. The Bulls scored 2 goals in the opening 25 minutes and held on to that 2-0 lead till the end, and it knocked the Golden Flashes out of the postseason picture on their home turf, no less. Tonight, it's payback time for the Golden Flashes, who have the chance to return the favor to Buffalo. Kent State currently sits in the 5th seed with a chance to move up to 4th with a win today and a little bit of help. Kent's conference slate has been a streaky roller coaster, opening with 3 wins, dropping 2 before winning a couple, and then dropping another pair. It's been really tough to get a grasp of just who these Golden Flashes are. Most recently, Kent defeated Toledo on the road 4-1 on Sunday, and with that win, Kent State clinched a postseason spot for the first time since 2021, when they lost in the championship at Bowling Green. The Flashes are second in the conference this year by having 134 fouls called against them in league play, second most in the MAC. KSU will look to use that physicality to throw the hosts off their game today. Buffalo has had a season riddled with injuries from the start. First, it was their returning leading goal scorer, Jasmine Gruber. Then it was their true freshman starting goaltender, Lexi Thompson, all suffering season-ending injuries. And just as Rebecca Winslow began to play the best soccer of her career, she came out with an apparent leg injury on Sunday in Buffalo's 4-1 loss at Western Michigan. Now, Winslow, you see on your screen, is starting in goal for the Bulls. A look at the full starters for Buffalo as Winslow makes what will be her 11th start this season for the Bulls. Ariana Zumpano, a key player. She has been red hot for the Bulls. And for the Kent State Golden Flashes, Sarah Melian is our starting goaltender. She has started all 18 games. A quick look at our players to watch. Katie Crone for Buffalo, and for the Golden Flashes, the team goes as Elisa Arthur goes. Both have 51 shots this season. Crone, good in goals. She's the first in the Mid-American Conference, looking to secure Player of the Year recognition. And if she can get a goal today and secure a Bulls playoff spot, that is almost in the bag, with Avery Fenchel gaining some ground on her at Ball State. We're underway from UB Stadium. Buffalo and Kent State, final game of the regular season. Good crowd on hand for a beautiful day in late October. You couldn't ask for anything better than this at this point in Buffalo. 71 degrees and cloudy. A little wind, but just enough to keep you cool. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? Here's Ariana Zumpano on the far side.
Oh, nice!
The Bulls will need to come out and do what they've done in their last 5 games, put the pressure on early. This excludes their game at Western Michigan on Sunday, which Rebecca Winslow was standing on her head for to keep the Bulls in the match before suffering an injury. Once they brought in Emma Anderson, all hope was lost for Buffalo. They just did not look the same, and for good reason. Wengender, Zumpano, feed for Wengender, shot right on, save, rebound, still loose, kick to the side. Sarah Melian with a huge save early on. Wengender was there, as was Zumpano. Ashley Fortunate in the starting lineup for the Bulls. Just her 3rd career start, after she earned her first a week ago against Toledo. The Bulls playing without one of their key midfielders, Kaylin Ritchie, today. Here are the Golden Flashes, looking to enter the final third with a feed up ahead intended for late, intercepted by the Bulls. Fortunate makes a run down the sideline. She gets to it first. Fortunate was defended neatly by Abby Brightshoe. And here is the goaltender, Sarah Melian. 17 games started, this the 18th this season. Through her career as the grad student, plays in her 5th season with Kent State. She's looking for career win number 28 today, with a 27, 19, and 12 overall record. 16 of her 27 victories have been clean slates. Ellie Simmons with a feed to Sarah Woods. Too far in front of her. Rolls all the way to the end line as shielded by Ava Todd, the freshman from Castle Pines, Colorado. This a rather young back line with a sophomore and a freshman for Kent State. It mirrors that of Buffalo with a veteran in between them. Abby Brightshoe, the sophomore, Ava Todd, the freshman. Delaney Ronaldo, Ronaldo, the senior defender in between Todd and Brightshoe, has started all but her 1 game she's missed this season. First foul of the game against Kent State gives Buffalo a chance 45 yards out. Ellie Simmons, the sophomore defender for the Bulls, sends it into the 18, off ahead. Wengender looks to settle, which she does for Kaya Schultz. The bright yellow jerseys of Kent State surround that ball as it entered the 18. No chance for the Bulls. Just over 4 minutes into play, and a penalty just like that against Kent State once more. We mentioned in the open, 2nd in the conference in fouls against. That's Kent State. Buffalo needs to capitalize on these chances early. Katie Crone has been in a goal-scoring drought, though she is top 20 in the nation with 12 goals. Another feed for Simmons is denied by a head of a Kent State defender. Simmons elects to go on the ground for Woods. Play back to the captain, Olivia Bozzoni. And now Katie Crone, looking to make something happen. Crone in the middle. Well defended, turns and shoots wide to the left. Katie Crone is becoming quite familiar with being shadowed. Julia Giovinazzi was on her there, off of a golden flash for a Bulls corner. This is the first corner kick of the game, over 5 minutes into play from UB Stadium. Ellie Simmons to give it a boot. Wengender nearby. Simmons sends it low, off ahead and out of play. Ariana Zumpano tried to center that one off the forehead, but could not turn enough to keep it in play. Goal kick.
Let that go out. Woo! Go!
Buffalo controlling possession for the first 7 minutes. Bizzoni to the corner for Woods. Double teamed. Tries to split. Cannot. Chip to the sideline out by Delaney Rolano.
Hey, get out there.
Zumpano comes away with it. Kaya Schultz settles 25 yards out into the 18. Fortunate's header takes a bounce. Kent State there off a foot to Sarah Woods. To the corner, Woods gets bodied and cannot make up for the distance between Delaney Ranallo and her. Buffalo looking to control the pace. Talking with the 10th year head coach Sean Burke pregame, he said it doesn't matter what Kent State does well or doesn't do well. This is on Buffalo to play their game, dictate the pace of play, and come away with a result. Ellie Simmons with a nice cut around our player to watch, Elisa Arthur. When number 11 doesn't touch the ball for Kent State, the Flashes are in trouble. Sarah Woods, pass to the middle. Crone tied up, tries to slide and keep it alive, but it is cleared by Sienna Stambolic, number 7 in yellow.
Piece of cake. Come on. Woo!
The Bulls fully on attack for the opening 8 minutes. One shot on goal to prove it. Here is Stambolic. Scored at Toledo on Sunday in Kent State's victory over the Rockets, 4-1. Kent State was able to take down the team that Buffalo ran away with the game against a week ago today. Bulls beat the Rockets 3-0. Kent State beat them 4-1 in succession. Kaya Schultz steps up and pokes it free. Wengender with the outside pass to Fortunate. Defended by Arthur. Fortunate plays catch with Wengender. Crone cuts free. Crone held on to, no call. Bizzoni turns and shoots with the left, just wide to the right. Buffalo really putting on the pressure of Kent State, who is just okay with a draw today. They're already in the postseason, but a win will have them in the conversation for hosting a postseason quarterfinal match. Leah Wengender takes a long shot up and over the net. Fans are loving it in Buffalo. Approaching 10 minutes in, Buffalo controlling the entire game. Rebecca Winslow in net. Keeps her legs moving by walking around now 5 yards outside the 18. Coming off a hamstring injury on Sunday, Winslow would like to keep her legs moving despite not touching the ball to this point. Stambolic to the middle. Here come the Golden Flashes on the counterattack. Simmons eyes down the shooter who puts it on goal, and Winslow makes the save. That was Alana Raimondo, the freshman from Vaughan, Ontario. The first shot of the game for Kent State. Schultz for Wengender. Nice touch to the middle. Zumpano plays for Fortunate. Wengender to her right, directing traffic into the 18. It's cleared. Ava Todd with the boot out for a Buffalo corner. Just like that, a save for Winslow, and the Bulls earn themselves a great opportunity. Outside of that game on Sunday at Western Michigan, the Bulls have played their best soccer in the last 2.5 weeks. Since a 5-0 loss at home to Ball State, the Bulls have played their best all season. Simmons with another corner. Crone couldn't get a body on it. It was instead deflected by our player to watch for Kent State. On the flip side, Elisa Arthur for a redo. Simmons once more. Wengender nearby. Ellie Simmons with the boot. High, headed to the top. Fortunate swings, up top, it's grabbed. Sarah Melian with the save on Ashley Fortunate's laser. Elisa Arthur, player to watch for Kent State, distributes into the 18. Lazenby comes over to challenge Kelly Cunningham. Goal kick, Buffalo, as Lazenby denies the chance. Buffalo is rotated between using a 4 defensive line structure and 3. His team looks, Sean Burke's team that is, looks more comfortable when in the 4 back with Bozzoni on the right side, who plays it up for Sarah Woods. The captain makes a run, receives the return, beats Cunningham, and then loses possession to Julia Giovinazzi. Wengender. Stellar play so far. Fortunate. To the middle. Zumpano. Run down. Lost the ball. Fortunate plays. Woods shoots off a leg. Gets her own miss. Woods once more. Cross in. Deflected out. Stambolic can't clear. The reinforcements come. Boy, Zumpano looked like she lost control of the ball as she entered the 6 there. Bozzoni with a great defensive play to break up the pass to the near wing. That was labeled for Cunningham. The wings of Kent State so crucial to their offensive attack. With Elisa Arthur in the middle, we saw it on their most recent attacking chance. Cunningham and Mary-Kate Lape on either side. That's where Kent State wants to go. If 11 has the ball in the middle, things are going well for the team in yellow. Olivia Bozzoni for Buffalo. Entering the final third, Zumpano moving the feet well to Woods. Cut up top, Sarah Woods on the run, sends it in, a bouncer handled by Melian. Approaching 15 minutes gone by from Buffalo. A 0-0 score we stand, despite the Bulls putting all the pressure on Kent State. Shots are 6-1, with the Bulls having 2 shots on goal. First penalty against Buffalo at midfield gives Kent State the opportunity to set up their offense. All bodies beyond midfield. Giovinazzi with a big boot into the 18. Nobody made a run. Rebecca Winslow with the scoop. Now Winslow's the transfer from Monmouth who came in to replace Lexi Thompson in the first conference game this season. The true freshman Thompson was playing so well. A chip to the middle. Lazenby shields away Kelsey Salopek, and while that seemed an innocent play, that was about a foot away from being a golden opportunity for the Golden Flashes. Lexi Thompson was stellar in her start for Buffalo this season in goal. The Bulls hope to get this year of eligibility back, as she only played a few minutes of conference play 7 games, 7 starts. Thompson went 4-1-2 with a less than 1 goals against average and an over 750 save percentage. That just a glimpse at what Lexi Thompson was able to do for Buffalo, who graduated one of the best in program history, Emily Kelly. Goaltending was such a security blanket for the Bulls over the last 5 seasons that this is such a new situation for Coach Sean Burke and his squad, playing in front of their backup goaltender, and we're praying for her to be able to play this game. Here's the offense of Buffalo, Sarah Woods with a pass to Ashley Fortunate. Went to nobody but Julia Giovinazzi for the clear. In such new territory, Sean Burke has told his team, as he has told myself and everybody that asks, as long as Buffalo can keep a clean sheet, they can play with anybody. That has been the case this season, even in front of Rebecca Winslow. She was the reason for them keeping a clean sheet at Northern Illinois 3 weeks ago in a 2-0 victory. That a likely first-round matchup if Buffalo is able to win or draw this match. If Buffalo loses this match, they are out of the postseason. Sarah Woods near sideline, out of bounds. Despite being about 40 yards into Kent State territory, Jamel Ben Abdallah, the official on the near sideline, saw it leave the field of play. Lazenby with the step. Scoring update from across the MAC. Toledo is up on Western Michigan. That is no good for Buffalo, as Toledo sits currently in the 7th spot, which is outside of the playoffs. Buffalo hanging on to the last playoff spot in 6th. Katie Crone. Fancy footwork, breaks free. Crone along the turf, off the foot of a Golden Flash and out for a corner. Boy, Katie Crone, shifty, creating this opportunity for the Bulls. They've had 3 corner kicks so far, Buffalo has. This the 4th. Buffalo with 6 shots, 3 of which have been on goal. The lefty Galko sends it in. Over the head of Lazenby and Schultz. The captain, the last one back for the Bulls. Bozzoni. Wengender creates space. Galko makes the run. The defender in the attacking third. Maya Galko off her left foot, headed towards goal. Scooped up. Sarah Melian with the save once more, denying Katie Crone in tight. Cunningham on the near side. Finds Giovinazzi. Sliding play from Wengender to steal it away for Buffalo. Sarah Woods patiently tries to feed Crone, who deflects to Schultz. Lazenby clears off the foot of Elisa Arthur. In his 23rd season as head coach, Rob Marinero, the head coach of the Kent State Golden Flashes, has experienced quite an up-and-down season. Team currently coming off a win over Toledo on Sunday that snapped a 2-game losing skid, which ended a 2-game winning streak, which snapped a 2-game losing skid, which ended a 4-game winning streak. So, streaky has been the name of the game for Kent State this year, though Buffalo hopes to be the first team in conference play to end Kent State's win streak at just 1 game. They opened conference play 3-0 with wins over Ohio, Akron, and Eastern. 2 more in the middle of the season coming over Central and Bowling Green, and the aforementioned win over Toledo on Sunday has them at 6 wins with 4 conference losses to Northern, Ball State, Miami, and Western. Free kick about 45 yards out. Taken by Stambolic for Kent State off the head of Lazenby. Woods ahead on it as well. The captain continues the dolphining around as it's sent towards the goal and out of play. Goal kick for Rebecca Winslow, who hasn't had to move much, but those opportunities, exactly what you want to see if you're a Bulls fan. Allow Kent State some space despite the foul, not necessarily that you want to give free kicks, but it gives your goaltender a chance to move around and not feverishly on a tender hamstring. Zumpano for Wengender, feet up ahead. Woods makes the charge. Melian settles back. Woods chips it over. Look to just chip it over Melian, but Woods, with her second glorious opportunity today, sent just too much oomph behind that shot. Under 25 minutes remain in this first half. 0-0 between Buffalo and Kent State. Bozzoni with a great run to deny the chance for Cunningham. Simmons quickly, defense to offense. Crone to Zumpano. Wengender to the left. Cuts to the right. Steps through one. Feed to Woods. Cross to the middle off the foot. Loose and scooped up. Ariana Zumpano, who has been hotter than a firecracker, could not get her foot on that. The hand of Sarah Melian in the way. Olivia Bozzoni, the captain, with the head off the inbound throw from Kent State. Settled back by Sienna Stambolic, the junior from Kleinsburg, Ontario. With a feed to the middle, the freshman from Vaughan, Ontario. Abby Brightshoe runs the floor, pass to the middle. Offside, but Winslow made the save with that injured left leg. She walks up just fine. Boy, that was uncomfortable for the Bulls bench to watch, as shown by their body language. Winslow made the save, but with that already having been called offside, you'd rather it just go in the net and say, don't slide, stay on your feet. But Winslow popped right back up, and to her credit, she's moving once more. Feed to the middle, intercepted by Ellie Simmons, reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Year as a true freshman a season ago. Wengender with Crone to her right. Eyes down the middle, chips to Crone. The cross sent back to Katie. 12 goals this year. Katie Crone atop the key, turns and shoots between the leg of a defender, not cleared. Still in bounds, scooped up by Melian. Katie Crone looking to create. She has been cold. Katie Crone has not scored since the 2-0 victory at NIU on the 12th of October. It's just 3 games without a goal, in which, by the way, she's had 2 assists, 1 in the last 2 games played. But it's not what we've become accustomed to in number 6's play in white. Stambolic to the middle, shoots with the left, wide to the left as well. Substitutions for the Bulls. Here's Max Sacco.
Go, Marissa.
Into the game for UB, number 11, Marissa Foster, and number 25, Moa Anderson.
Once more, Elisa Arthur offside, called on Kent State. The leading goal scorer for the Golden Flashes, antsy to get her first grade A opportunity, and I don't blame her. Buffalo has controlled the pace of play through the first 20 minutes. The last 5 have been back and forth. Here's Arthur once more. Long distance shot. Winslow dives. It missed Rebecca. Goal kick. Enter a substitution for Kent State as Giulia Giovinazzi takes the jog off. As does Callie Cunningham. Changes in the middle and up top for Kent State. Josie Morgan in on the wing, number 25 in yellow. As is Luca Ralph at the midfield position for Giovinazzi.
Now in the game for Kent State, number 20, Luca Ralph, and number 25, Josie Morgan.
Kent State in the attacking third. Galco, the true freshman defender with great defensive awareness, steals that away from Mary-Kate Lape. Buffalo settles defensively. This the first time outside of free kicks that Kent State has earned positioning in the offensive third. Winslow snags it off the cross from the far side. Olivia Bozzoni wheels it out along the sideline. Her pass intended for Zumpano, stolen away, but Ari comes back to steal it back for Buffalo. Bozzoni at midfield. Sends it for Marissa Foster off the sideline. Buffalo's Foster centers. It deflects towards the goal line. Foster gets her body on it. Foster running out of room. Cuts back up. Bozzoni. Good ball movement through the middle for Kent State. Alana Raimondo to the far side, intercepted by Kaya Schultz of Buffalo. Winslow able to take her time with the legs to find Ellie Simmons on the right sideline. Just over 15 minutes remain in the first half. Here from UB Stadium, Jack Cruiser with you. Michael Loss is producing. At least half number 1. There's a Buffalo Bills game tonight that someone may be heading to. We'll still have the game for you in half number 2. No worries. Is fortunate, sends it in. Zumpano got a leg on it. Officials not sure whether it's a goal kick or a corner. They're talking over the VAR. It is ruled a corner for Buffalo. At least that is the signal from Jamel Ben-Abdallah. The center referee, Jim Pashalidis, deferred to his AR1, who says corner for Buffalo. This, their 5th corner on the day.
Now in the game for UB, number 22, Eva Blatz.
The freshman Eva Blatz checks in looking for her first collegiate goal. Ellie Simmons on the corner once more. Blatz nearly got ahead on it. Instead, she took out the body of a Golden Flash who lies on her side in the 6. That will stop the clock. Delaney Ronaldo was hit hard, but she's back up and jogging. 14-12 to go in this first half. Just a hard collision, nothing malicious about it, between the 5'9" Eva Blatz and the 5'11" Delaney Ronaldo. The senior for Kent State back up and on her feet. Ronaldo got 1 assist against Duquesne in the non-conference slate this season. Her first point and only point this year. Foul against Marissa Foster. It's another good opportunity off a foul for Kent State, 45 yards out of the goal. Six attackers to the left, 1 spread to the right. Sienna Stambolic to send it in. Towards the 18, Blatz got her head on it. It settles once. Winslow off her line to keep it in play. Rebecca Winslow takes her time to set up from her own back line. Buffalo evades the pressure. Eva Blatz off the bench immediately makes 2 nice plays. One offensively, going for the ball on the corner, and defensively shutting down the free kick for Kent State. Buffalo needs a win or a draw to clinch a postseason berth. They can do it themselves with a result on their home field. Kent State, with a win, would be in the conversation. It depends on other scores around the MAC for who would get home field advantage in the quarterfinal. As 5 travels to 4 and 6 travels to 3. The top 2 seeds get a bye. We'll have a look at our full playoff picture at halftime. Who is currently slotted in what seed? Scoring update across town. Ball State up on Central Michigan. If that score stands at 1-0 currently in the first half, then they would secure the 4 seed. There would be no chance for NIU to drop despite, well, they've still got a game against BG that's at 0-0. So everything's still up in the air until all finals are set today. And credit the schedule makers. These are all great matches. Zumpano taken down from behind, no call against the Flashes. Here comes Kent State. Under 12 to go. Alana Raimondo turns to the right. Feeds on the far side. Galco defends. Cut to the middle. Lape denied. Moa Anderson off the bench for the Bulls. Runs into Katie Crone of Buffalo. Foul against Kent State. Quickly touched up by Buffalo. Allie Simmons. Crone, quick one-touch pass to Olivia Bozzoni with plenty of space. Elects to go on the ground to Foster, cut to the middle. Lost possession. Simmons wanted to challenge Arthur on that feed up, but decided to settle back. Across midfield, here's Kelsey Salopek. Good defensive play from Leah Wengender. Leah had high expectations entering this season for herself. The Rochester native, named on the preseason Herman Trophy watch list, had a tough time getting going once conference play began. But now, Leah sits with 4 goals and 5 assists.
For Kent State, number 3, Emma Barnett.
Advantage Buffalo. Marissa Foster has to turn back for the pass from Crone. Keeps it in play. Foster gets tripped up. That's a foul on Kent State. Well, number 11 in white, Marissa Foster, had a big sigh of relief after setting up the game-winning goal against Toledo a week ago under the lights at UB Stadium. There's another big foul on the near sideline as Olivia Bozzoni got taken down, that time by Josie Morgan. Again, Kent State gets called with the second most fouls in conference play, so they are a very physical team that Buffalo knew coming into this match. They have not seemed rattled thus far. Still 0-0 with under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Ellie Simmons being told to back it up some by Jim Pashalidis. 7 Bulls on the far side. Simmons sends it in. Easily handled by the defense of Kent State, led by Delaney Ranallo. Simmons with a big boot. Shove from behind. Advantage Buffalo. They still have possession. Then Zumpano gets taken down. Fans not happy. Fouls are 5-4, with Kent State having taken the brunt. Make it 6-4 now after the most recent call. Substitution for Buffalo.
Substitutions in the game. First for Kent State, number 13, Lua Suero. And now in the game for your Bulls, number 12, Ashley Reyes.
Galco feeds Reyes off the bench. Intercepted. Arthur with a cut around Reyes, feeds the far side. Room to run for Emma Barnett off the bench. Quick return pass. Barnett sends it towards the goal off the crossbar. They score! Barnett off the bench. Sent the cross in off the bar. Josie Morgan capitalizes. Kent State takes a 1-0 lead. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. It was Marissa Foster caught defensively. Morgan was a step in front of her, and Foster seemed to slow up as she thought, I'm assuming here, that ball was going over top of the net. It hits the crossbar, stays in play. An easy tap in for the 5'10 freshman from Guelph, Ontario, Josie Morgan.
Her first of the contest and first of the game on number 25, Josie Morgan.
Josie Morgan's 5th goal of this season. Has her 2nd on the team in goal scoring this year. Bulls fans not happy about the officiating so far in this first half. Bulls with plenty of reserves on the field at this moment. Eva Blatt's one of those who gets called for that penalty. Well, you can tell the tensions are high here at UB Stadium. Buffalo needs to now come back to draw or win this match to keep their postseason hopes alive. A win or a draw clinches a playoff berth. A loss knocks them out. Barring madness. There is one scenario. If Toledo loses, Buffalo is in. Toledo currently tied with Western Michigan 1-1. But Buffalo would like to take care of business on their home field regardless. Coach Sean Burke and company are not aware of the other games. Offside inside the 18. Lua Suero called for that about 10 yards out. Coach Burke and company, they don't even have their phones on them. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to know what is going on at Toledo. They don't want to know what is going on at Western, at Northern. This is all about their game, as has been the message all week. When Buffalo plays their game, there's very few teams in the conference that can keep up with them, as was evidence in the first half of this first half. First 25-ish minutes were completely dominated by Buffalo's attack, but as has been the story all year, the Bulls not able to convert on their early chances have hurt them later on in the first. Bizzoni with a great defensive play to deny the goal scorer Josie Morgan of another chance. Here's Moa Anderson. Offside. The ruling as Arthur got in behind Bizzoni. It's a free kick for Buffalo. (1-0) Kent State leads Buffalo under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ellie Simmons for Olivia Bizzoni. Pressure from Morgan. Simmons keeps it cool and plays on the sideline. Foster got beat. Ronaldo stepped up and stole it off of Foster's foot, just for Buffalo to turn it back over. Here is Ronaldo. Won 3 state cups with her club team back in high school, as well as being named All-Section 3 times for her high school club in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. Leah Wengender with a move around the defender. Wengender chips it up. Crone makes the run, the header, and a big collision inside the 18. Crone ran right into Sarah Melian. No call. Fans disagree. It seemed like the right decision there. Crone and Melian both going for a loose ball. Good to see they both popped up right away and got right back into the action. 3 minutes to go, 3:05 to go in this first half. A 1-0 Kent State lead thanks to the goal from the freshman Josie Morgan. Scored 2 goals in her first 2 games of her collegiate career this season, Josie Morgan did. After being a standout for North Mississauga Soccer Club up in Ontario last year. In high school, played basketball as well. Was named an All-Star back in 2020. She's a fantastic athlete, 5'10" frame. At 18 years old, that's any soccer coach's dream when you throw in 5 goals and the clutch factor that number 25 has shown in her first collegiate career. First collegiate season, that is, in her career. Chip to the middle. Winslow. Johnny on the spot. Lewis Suero was about 4 steps behind. 5'4", not able to make up that ground. Now under 2 to go in the first half. Speaking of top Canadian prospects, Maya Galco, one of those for Buffalo, was ranked the top recruit out of Canada in her class. That includes Josie Morgan for Kent State. Reyes with the one-touch pass denied, looking for Crone. Foster with the spin move 20 yards out. Bizzoni to Foster, onside at the goal line. The cross out of play. One more substitution for Kent State this half.
Number 9, Taylor English. And there's officially 1 minute remaining in the first half.
10 seconds left.
10, 9, 8.
Crone, Wengender in the 18, throws it towards the goal. Melian makes the save, and that'll do it for the first half of play. A 1-0 Kent State lead over Buffalo at the halftime break.
Kent State 1, UB 0.
Freshman Josie Morgan has the lone tally so far in this one between Buffalo and Kent State. The Golden Flash tallied her 5th goal this season in the final 10 minutes of the first half. Buffalo finds themselves in a tough position, needing to come from behind, at least score 1, and draw this match to keep their postseason hopes alive and clinch a postseason spot. We'll have our full halftime breakdown after this here on the UB Bulls Sports Network. First, a conversation with Emily Lazenby, playing in her final regular season game of her collegiate career.
Emily Lazenby joins us for 18 and 18. Emily, first question. What's your earliest memory of playing soccer?
Oh, probably back in we call it Timbits back in Canada. And it's just I don't know, playing and scoring, running down the whole length of the field, little pug nets. I used to have my shin guards on the outside of my socks. I was that person. It was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old.
As a history major, what's your favorite era of human history?
I like ancient history, so early civilization. I can geek out about that for a long time, so I won't put us through that.
Do you have a favorite civilization?
Oh, easy. I'm gonna go with Egyptian. I got a tattoo on my back and everything. Again, I could geek out about that one too, but
okay.
Keep it short.
Okay, aside from winning a bronze medal, what is your favorite memory from your time in the 14U Richmond Hill Ringette team?
You guys went deep. Okay, it was in New Brunswick, so it was just kind of exploring a different province with my team, and we got to go to Nova Scotia and PEI, so it was just a really fun experience being able to explore a different part of Canada.
Which do you prefer, Memphis barbecue or Buffalo chicken wings?
I'm gonna get hated on for this, but Memphis barbecue. I'm
Really?
not a buffalo chicken fan. Yeah.
Okay. Who inspires you, Emily?
I'd say my older brother. He's 3 years older. He played soccer, obviously before I did. So my earliest memories are going to his soccer games. So it kind of just got me involved in sports.
What is the reason that soccer is the greatest sport in the world?
Because it's the biggest sport in the world. You get the biggest turnout, the biggest numbers. Look at the World Cup. It's just a global sport. Everyone plays it. Everyone can play it.
We've hit the halfway point. Let's talk UB soccer. When did you first know that Buffalo was right for you?
I think my first night here after I transferred here, it was immediate. So many girls reached out, oh, what are you doing? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to have fun? And I was oh, this is gonna be such a great group of girls. And I was oh, welcome, let's go.
What makes Coach Burke different from the others you've had?
He's the first coach that takes mental health really seriously. I talked to him about that 2 years ago when he brought in a mental health coach for us, and game changer.
How often do you think about the MAC championship a year ago?
I try not to dwell on it in season, but that was one of my best soccer memories, so it's once in a lifetime achievement there.
What are the similarities between these two true freshmen starting defenders, Ellie Simmons and Maya Galko?
What's the difference? Well, it's really nice that Maya's naturally left-footed, so we have both sides covered, and they're both amazing 1v1. They're making my job in the middle really easy.
What is the difference in playing in front of Lexi Thompson and Rebecca Winslow?
I don't think there's a difference. I think they're both amazing shot blockers. They're both communicating so much with us. Again, they make it really easy in the middle there.
If you weren't a defender, what position would you play?
Okay. Again, they're not going to agree with this, but growing up, I was a striker, and I was really good, and I scored a lot of goals, so I would go up top.
Swap wardrobes with any player on the team. Who are you choosing?
Jasmine. Easy.
No question there. Okay, last question, or at least last couple. What does it mean to be a Bull?
Just family. You're just an immediate environment that you always want to be in, you always want to compete in. Being able to show up every day with these guys, it's I don't want to think about when I'm done. It's so much fun.
This is the last question. Emily, what is your loftiest, craziest dream in life?
In life, oof. I want to go to all the continents, travel.
How many do you have down so far?
2. I got a ways to go, but that's the goal.
All right, that's Emily Lazenby for 18 around the 18.
Kent State leads Buffalo 1-0 after 45 minutes from UB Stadium. Boy, Buffalo controlled possession for the first 25 minutes of that half, and then a lone break for Kent State. As we'll take a look at the replay of the lone goal with under 8 minutes to go. Shot off the crossbar and just tapped in by Josie Morgan, the 5'10 freshman from Guelph. Her 5th goal on the season puts Kent State up 1-0. Kent State looking to do what Buffalo did to them a season ago, knock the home team out of the postseason. If this score holds, things are not looking good for Buffalo. Here are the shots, though. This is looking good for Buffalo. 11-4 are the shots, 5 of the 11 on goal for the Bulls, and they have earned themselves all 5 corners in the first half. Again, it cannot be overstated how much possession was in the favor of Buffalo in the opening 45. Just a couple of good breaks for Kent State. A look at the MAC standings as they currently are entering the final day of the regular season. Buffalo in that 6th spot, that the final postseason spot in the MAC, but just below them, Toledo and Ohio, each on the Bulls' tail. The bottom 4 teams officially eliminated, but Toledo and Ohio both fighting with Buffalo for that final spot. The top 5 have already clinched postseason spots. If everything holds the way that they did entering today, this is what the postseason would look like. Buffalo traveling to Northern Illinois, which has been a good thing for the Bulls as of late. They won there this season. Ball State would host Kent State, with Western and Bowling Green awaiting those winners for the semis. But that could all be thrown off based on what has gone on in the last 50 minutes or so. These are current scores from across the Mid-American Conference. The big one is in Athens, Akron and Ohio. As we didn't expect that to be a big game, it is, as is the one mirrored on the left in Kalamazoo. Both are draws right now. If that holds and our score at Buffalo holds, the Bulls are out. Toledo is in. If Toledo and Western draw and Ohio picks up 3 points on Akron with a win at home and the Bulls lose, Ohio gets the final playoff spot. That, in layman terms, is what the playoff picture looks like at this point in time, with Western and BG still fighting for that first seed. All teams fighting for a spot in the MAC Championship Tournament, which would begin Sunday for the quarterfinals. Again, the 6 seed travels to the 3, the 5 travels to the 4, with the first 2 teams getting a bye and it being hosted by the top team in the conference. And for the final time this regular season, let's take a look at the Players of the Week. First, it's Jenna Blackburn, who had a goal and an assist versus Buffalo on Sunday for Western Michigan. She earns the Offensive Player of the Week. And on the defensive side, Dom Popa, the Defensive Player of the Week, goaltender for the Miami Redhawks, whose season will be closing out today. Well, that'll do it for our final halftime show this season from UB Stadium. 1-0 Kent State leads the Bulls, who again dominated the pace of play. They played their game, Buffalo did, to open this match, but Kent State never backed down. They got a couple big saves from Sarah Melian, who has been impressive, to say the least, in this first half. And then a great opportunity on the cross from Emma Barnett off the crossbar. Josie Morgan taps it home. The 2 shots on goal for Kent State, off the crossbar and in the back of the twine in the span of 3 seconds. That's all that Kent State needed to take the 1-0 lead and to feel pretty good as they have a chat during halftime. We will take a break and come back with half number 2. Buffalo needs to come back to clinch a postseason spot. Find out if they can do it after this. 45 minutes is what separates Kent State and Buffalo from the postseason. 1-0 Kent State leads after a goal in the 36th minute scored by Josie Morgan that put Kent State up 1-0. Despite the Bulls out-shooting Kent State 11-4 in the first half, it's the Golden Flashes who are in front as we begin the final half of regular season soccer at the University at Buffalo in 2023. Jack Cruiser with you. We have made a substitution in the broadcast booth. Matt Walfrin now our producer. Michael Loss, his season has come to a close. We're going to shut him down. Hopefully he's back next year. Give him the offseason to recover. Kent State attacks first. But it is Buffalo who gets possession in the attacking third, despite Kent State having the first touch of this half. Sarah Woods bodied on the far side by Callie Cunningham. Buffalo presses. Still running the 4 defense back line with Bozzoni on the far side, Galco on the near, sandwiched by Lazenby and Simmons. It is Galco who heads it down. Kent State looking to hold on to this victory today, which would set them up for the possibility of hosting a postseason game on Sunday. They have already clinched a playoff spot. And as Rob Marinero said pregame, they can play as loose as they want because a loss doesn't hurt them too much. They're already going on the road in the postseason. At this point, it's all about matchups, and those will figure themselves out. As we have a scoring update from Ohio, Athens, Ohio, that is. The Bobcats lead the Akron Zips 1-0 after a late goal was scored to end the first half. Offsides, the ruling is Kent State was bearing down on Rebecca Winslow. So that score critical for Buffalo if the Bulls do lose. And Ohio wins, the Bulls are out, the Bobcats are in, barring a Toledo victory over Western, which is unlikely at the moment, but Western is the top seed in the conference. Here's Sienna Stambolic with a pass back. She took it off her head. Crone settles it at midfield before being stripped by Kelsey Salopek. Ava Todd's ball to the far side. Cunningham chipped it to the middle. Simmons has space. Finds Ashley Fortunate, making her second career start today. What a story it is for number 29 in white. Didn't even travel with the team until this season. The junior in number 29 plays her 12th game this season, starting her second after making her first collegiate start a week ago against Toledo. And boy, she's earned every minute of playing time that she has gotten this season. From the 10th year head coach Sean Burke, she's been one of those stalwarts in training that brings it every day. Due to injury with the Bulls without Kaylin Ritchie, Fortunate back into the starting lineup. Wengender has been impressive with the ball today. Zumpano for Crone. Fortunate makes the run. Onside pass to the middle. Crone settles, shoots over the goal. The leading goal scorer in the conference, a hair away from tying the game at 1. Kent State hangs on to the 1-0 lead. 4 minutes gone by in half 2. Fortunate chips ahead. cleared by Kent State. The back line of Ava Todd, the freshman from Castle Pines, Colorado, looking to become what Ellie Simmons has become for the Bulls. From true freshman starting defender to leader, and in a hurry. Here is Simmons. Takes her space. Plays it short for Wengender. Gets taken down, no call. Fortunate rips one through the uprights. Jim Pashalidis has called a questionable game, according to some in the stands at UB Stadium, who have been letting him hear it throughout the first half, which included a non-call when Marissa Foster got taken down inside the 18 for Buffalo. That was when the game was still 0-0. Zumpano falls there, and that a call, which will give the Bulls a free kick 25 yards out. This a glorious chance for the Bulls. Ellie Simmons talks it over with the freshman Maya Galco. These set plays the Bulls have worked on in this exact position during training. Every day they don't have a game here at UB Stadium. The Bulls are out here running these exact plays. Ellie Simmons runs over it. Galco shoots it high. Ashley Fortunate keeps it in bounds, defended by Salopek. Fortunate puts the moves on. Chipped in by Zumpano. Nobody home for the Bulls. Fortunate, a wise job of shielding off Salopek from controlling that 50-50. Fortunate gets backed up 5 yards by Jim Pashalidis, I beg your pardon. Zumpano to the middle. Crone settles. Corner kick, Buffalo. Ava Todd had it off her shins and out of play. Ellie Simmons and Leah Wengender head to the near corner for Buffalo's 6th attempt. Simmons with Zumpano in front of the goalkeeper, Maleni. Back line. Wengender settles. Has Woods, plays it to her. Double team, chip up top. Crone in the 6, heads it, they score! Katie Crone, the leading scorer in the conference, ties it at 1, not 10 minutes into the half.
goal for UB.
Scored by number 6, Katie Crone. She is assisted by Sarah Woods, number 4, and the score is tied 1-1.
Katie Crone scores her 13th goal this season and ends a 3-game goalless drought. Katie Crone, top 20 in the nation in scoring. Off the bench, Laura Bogner, number 2 in white, hustles to the near wing. Earns a Buffalo throw. The Bulls have tied it at 1. 10 minutes into the second half in a game they must win or draw to clinch a playoff berth. Laura Bogner goes to work and gets shoved down, no call. Kelsey Salopek defending for Kent State. Fancy footwork from Elisa Arthur changes fields through the feet of Stambolic. Arthur up on the play. Here's Bogner, a lot of space to her left. She's closed down by Mary-Kate Lape. Crone for Zumpano to the middle. Zumpano still on it. Crone chipped offside. The call against Buffalo. Fans do not agree, but they'll have to accept the call. 1-1 we stand. Katie Crone, 13th goal this season. And if the Bulls get into the postseason, that may secure Katie Crone's Player of the Year bid. Corner for Buffalo once more. A great crowd on hand for Thursday afternoon soccer. At UB Stadium in Amherst, a beautiful day, 70 degrees, just cloudy, no precipitation, and a little bit of wind. Perfect for the last weekend of October in Western New York. Ellie Simmons to send the corner in. Wengender stands close. They haven't gone close all day. 7th corner on the day for the Bulls. Sent in, punched out. Arthur with a great job to shield off of Laura Bogner. Bozzoni sends it back towards the 18. Galco. Zumpano with the left. Sarah Melian dives on it. Bozzoni called for a foul at midfield. Bozzoni did run into Alana Raimondo. It's a good foul for the Bulls. It allows them to set up defensively. But here's a run for Lape. Cross to the 18. Lazenby got her head on it, as does Galco. Lape settles it once more. Schultz in the way on the deflection. And Woods able to clear up the trash. Laura Bogner is shoved to the turf. That is a foul on Kent State. Buffalo's senior defender, Laura Bogner, getting some time. The Hamburg Bulldog graduate. Laura Bogner able to play in what is the last game she'll play here at UB Stadium in her career, with Buffalo not having a chance to host a playoff match this season. Bogner, a first-team All-Western New York player back at Hamburg High School. Won a Section 6 championship. One of the best to ever do it for the Bulldogs. I've spent a lot of time with their former athletic director. He loves his Laura Bogner off the field, just a great person. One of the best. That now 4 years ago, but I'm sure that has continued. 1-1 we stand, 31 minutes to go in the regular season. Sarah Woods fouled by Callie Cunningham. Callie in the pink headband does not agree with the call, but she accepts it. Fouls now sit at 10-7, Kent State getting called for 10. And another foul at midfield. This is more of Kent State's game. They came into today second in the conference in fouls taken. Schultz playing without Kaylin Ritchie, the Bulls are. That pass, a good one from Crone, but Wengender and Bogner both were trying to figure out if it was for the other or for themselves.
Substitutions entering the game first for Kent State. Number 6, Tori Kopfer. Number 20, Luca Ralph. And number 25, Josie Morgan. And now in the game for Buffalo, number 21, Kaylin Ritchie.
Well, this comes as a surprise. Coach Sean Burke had ruled Kaylin Ritchie out of this game. Not officially out, but highly unlikely that she would play. Kaylin Ritchie has been an absolute warrior. Her back has been killing her as of late, but she straps up and plays for Buffalo in number 21 in white. What an absolute beast the junior from Massapequa, New York, has been for Buffalo as they've played the last 2 weeks with a playoff mentality. After losing to Ball State on the 8th of October, the Bulls have gone 2-1-1. That 3-game stretch of a 2-0 win at Northern, the 0-0 draw against Bowling Green, and then Thursday a week ago, a 3-0 victory over Toledo, all the best that Buffalo has looked all season, and progressively getting better. Had Winslow played the full 90 at Western, who knows what that result would have been. Rebecca battling through injuries in goal, and now Kaylin Ritchie out there as well, fighting her way through it. First corner on the game for Kent State, looking to take the lead back again. Sienna Stambolic to send it in. Headed once by Ranallo and cleared by Buffalo. Ariana Zumpano with a mile's worth of running room down the near sideline. Beats one defender. Zumpano all by herself. Centers it to the middle. It was about 5 yards in front of Katie Crone, but Bogner settles. Wengender back for Laura Bogner. The senior sends the cross in. Off the head of Ava Todd. It's those sequences that helped Buffalo win a MAC championship a season ago, from their own 18 so rapidly to the opposing 18. The difference, last year, Buffalo had a couple All-Americans on their team who put the ball in the back of the net, one being Hannah Callahan, who the Bulls are certainly missing this season. The other, a girl who was expected to have a huge role this season after leading the team in goals, aside from Callahan, with 8 last season. Jasmine Gerber was injured in the summer and has missed this entire season. Will surely get it back in terms of eligibility with a redshirt year. But Buffalo has found their goal scorer in her absence, Katie Crone, who with her tally in this second half now has 13 tallies on the year. Top 20 in the country, number 1 in the Mid-American Conference. Ariana Zumpano has been stellar in the last month. Bogner settles it for the Bulls in the attacking third. Plays for Crone, bodied. Sarah Woods picks up her second assist on the season on the Crone goal. A goal kick coming up for Sarah Melian. The Buffalo goal scored in the 53rd minute by Katie Crone ties things at 1 after Buffalo spent halftime reflecting on the season, I'm sure, and what they need to do in this second half to come away
entering the game
with a victory.
First for Kent State, number 3, Emma Barnett. And now in the game for Buffalo, number 25, Moa Anderson.
That should spark a light bulb above all the Buffalo Bulls' heads. The last time Emma Barnett checked into the match, she got an assist merely minutes later. Kent State looking to regain the lead. The pass for Cunningham over her head into her team's bench. Rob Marinero's club looking to make a postseason run similar to what they did in 2021. Went all the way to the MAC championship game and lost to Bowling Green. Missed the postseason a year ago, thanks in part due to Buffalo's beating of the Golden Flashes on the final day of the regular season in 2021. Jim Pashalidis calls for a foul against Kent State in just about the edge of the second and third zones. The card has been issued to Kent State with the color yellow. It's against Luca Ralph. Galco, the free kick. Ritchie jumped. Simmons couldn't keep it in. It's the first card against Luca Ralph this season.
Substitutions entering the game first for Kent State, number 9, Taylor English. And in the game for Buffalo, number 22, Eva Blatz.
Now that should spark a light bulb over the Kent State Golden Flashes' heads as Eva Blatz checks in for the Bulls. When that happened in the first half of this match, Blatz had an incredible attacking chance, and minutes later, a great defensive play. At the time, both kept us at 0-0. Eva Blatz thought she had scored her first collegiate goal of her career at home against Bowling Green a week and a half ago. Now a conversation is had between Jim Pashalidis and the head coach for Kent State, Rob Marinero. 25 years at Kent State. Marinero puts his arms parallel to the ground, palms skyward. But the call is made against Buffalo. Kent State sends Julia Giovinazzi all the way over to the far side. Last season, Giovinazzi had her season cut short due to injury. Back this year and has continued her impressive career, now a senior. Starting all 18 matches this regular season. Ritchie clears onto the foot of Kelly Cunningham to the goal and wide. For Giovinazzi, she was on the MAC All-Tournament team in 2021, due in part to that run the Flashes made to the championship. But after playing just a few matches last year and then going down with a season-ending injury, number 10 utilized quite heavily by Rob Marinero's club. Moa Anderson defends, but Stambolic with the spinorama keeps possession in for Kent State. Emma Barnett denied by Maya Galco. 10 yards of space for Galco. Plays it to Eva Blatz off the leg of a Golden Flash and out of bounds. It's a Buffalo throw. Blatz can't believe that wasn't a foul. Galco pump fakes the throw to Schultz. Instead goes to Anderson. And Stambolic, the steal, equaled by Kaylin Ritchie. 21.5 minutes to go in this match. Buffalo is A-OK with a draw, as is Kent State. Kent already clinched a postseason spot. Buffalo would with a draw or a victory, but a loss would more than likely bump Buffalo out with either a Toledo or Ohio win out of town. All games going on right now. Galco with a neat head to keep it out. Wengender settled and fouled. The senior from Jefferson Hills, PA, Delaney Rinaldo, called for the foul. Goals from the freshman Josie Morgan for Kent State in the first half, and the sophomore rather, Katie Crone, her 13th on the season, equaled things up in the early goings of this second half. Here is Katie Crone. Moa Anderson, the transfer from Temple, cannot hustle hard enough to get to that ball before it reaches the end line. Ava Todd shields her away, and substitutions enter for either side.
Substitutions entering the game. First for Kent State, number 10, Julia Giovinazzi, and number 11, Elisa Arthur. And entering the game for your Bulls, number 4, Sarah Woods, and number 12, Ashley Reyes.
Our players to watch in this match were Katie Crone of Buffalo, who has scored, and Elisa Arthur, who has barely touched the ball in the second half. The center attacking mid for Kent State makes a run here to the left. Pass to her. Here's Arthur, right on cue. One defender to beat. Arthur cuts to the middle around Lazenby. Arthur scores! The player to watch, Elisa Arthur, puts Kent State back in the driver's seat, up 2-1 with 19 minutes to go. Emily Lazenby not able to stop Elisa Arthur, the junior from Miamisburg, Ohio, tallies her 8th goal of the year on cue. 2-1 Kent State.
Goal for Kent State, their second of the contest, and first from Elisa Arthur, number 11. Substitutions also in the game. Number 21 for Kent State, Alana Raimondo enters the game. And for Buffalo, number 7, Ariana Zumpano.
Emma Barnett feed to the middle. Barnett on the outside. Chip to Elisa Arthur, most recent goal scorer. Earns a throw off of Galco. Throw at the near side for Rinaldo. Kaya Schultz defends. Moa Anderson on the side, feeds it to the middle. Reyes turns it over. Winslow off her line. Keeps it in play with 17 and a half to go in this second half. Buffalo's hopes of making the postseason after being picked by the coaches of the Mid-American Conference before the season began as the clear favorite to repeat as champions. Buffalo's postseason hopes on the line with them trailing 2-1. A loss here to Kent State as a foul is called. I can't tell you what it was for, but it is a Kent State free kick. Across town, Ohio up on Akron with just about 20 minutes to play there. And Western up on Toledo. If Akron was able to come from behind and draw with Ohio, the Bulls would be able to get in with a loss, barring Western defeating Toledo. Send to the middle, Winslow off the free kick, off her line, off the injury list. Rebecca Winslow keeps us at 2-1. 16 minutes to go in the regular season. Turnover from Kaylin Ritchie, battling through injuries. Ritchie settles defensively. The feed looking for Arthur was well ahead of her.
Now in the game for UB, number 8, Leah Wengender.
Emma Barnett cannot get past Galco. The true freshman starting defender proves her worth, stopping that fast break attempt. Now the clock has been stopped. As a conversation is had from Jim Pashalidis, Emma Barnett, the freshman, gets a conversation with her fellow classmate, but opposition, Maya Galco. They got tied up. Jim Pashalidis didn't want any extracurricular activity between those two. Though with the chippiness that this game has been played with, tough to stop that, as now the head referee, Jim Pasalides, has a conversation with another Golden Flash, that being Alana Raimondo. Ten seconds put back on the clock as the two freshmen, Barnett and Raimondo, got conversations from the official. Maya Galco with a beautiful clear. Barnett the header. Arthur cannot chip past Lazenby this time, despite doing so to earn Kent State's second and go-ahead goal in this second half. Moa Anderson to Leah Wengender. Off the bench, Wengender's got fresh legs. Stops and turns, sends Luca Ralph to her feet and to the ground. No call in midfield and a turnover against Buffalo. Reyes with the steal for the Bulls. Sends it to the corner. A big ball ahead for Sarah Woods on the turf. That surely rolls out of play. 13 minutes to go in the second half. A scoring update out of town. Western has taken a 3-1 lead over Toledo.
Substitutions entering the game. First for Kent State, number 13, Lua Suero. And now in the game for UB, number 6, Katie Crow.
top playmaker and top goal scorer for the Bulls, back on after being off the pitch for the go-ahead goal against Buffalo. Crone and Wengender back on. Kaya Schultz had that go off her hand, no call. Zumpano's feed to the middle, broken up. One touch from Lua Suero. Raimondo to the near side. Stambolic stripped. Noah Anderson the steal. Wengender for Katie Crone. Space in front of her. Defender on her back. Katie Crone sends it into Zumpano, who has it stolen away. Great defensive effort from Ava Todd and company on the back line. Bizzoni challenges once more. Woods the steal. Bizzoni bowls over a golden flash. That a clear call against the Bulls captain as she mowed down Alana Raimondo. The freshman from Vaughan, Ontario, has been everywhere for Kent State today. Number 21 in bright gold. Raimondo attended the U17 Canada Soccer National Championship in Spain and in Mexico while in high school. It's that kind of experience, plus a gold medal at the 2022 Canada Summer Games that has Raimondo as one of the best freshmen in the conference. Here's one of the best sophomores, Katie Crone, entering the 18. Crone still battling with the much taller Delaney Ranallo, could not keep possession for Buffalo. Bizzoni fights through a check. Triple teamed, however. Lape on the far side pokes the ball ahead before going into the Golden Flash bench. Substitution, Kent State. They lead 2-1 with 11.5 to go.
Now in the game for Kent State, number 17, Kelsey Salopek.
Salopek back in the midfield. Raimondo plays it back. Kent State will control possession as long as they can. Here is Salopek. Feed for Arthur, too far ahead of her. Barnett the slide, Buffalo in transition. Katie Crone, big feed ahead for Zumpano. She's got the legs to get there. Ari keeps it in, but can't keep possession. Cleared by Abby Breitsju. Kaya Schultz takes down the most recent goal scorer, Elisa Arthur. This was a 1-0 Kent State lead at the half. The Bulls tied it 10 minutes into the second half. And most recently, Arthur extended Kent State back in front. 2-1 we stand. Arthur's goal coming in the 70th minute. Crone's through ball looking for Zumpano was short this time after being long the last time. Barnett to the middle. Arthur cannot get past Ellie Simmons. Ellie with room, the defender into the attacking third, sends it ahead for Zumpano, who had slowed her legs down. To the goal line, Zumpano cannot get around Breitsju. Under 10 minutes to go in the 2023 regular season. Buffalo needs a draw or a win to clinch a playoff berth. After winning the MAC championship a season ago, the Bulls have had an injury-riddled season.
First for Kent State, number 15, Mary Kate Lape. And now in the game for UB, number 2, Laura Bogner.
Bogner off the sideline immediately forces a turnover against Kent State. Zumpano off the throw for Bogner at the near side. Double teamed, Bogner chips it to the goal line, out of bounds. Goal kick. We say injury-riddled season for Buffalo. It's not that there were a ton of injuries, but just two very key injuries to Jasmine Gerber the returning leading goal scorer, she has missed the entire season, and the starting goaltender Lexi Thompson, who was playing tremendous soccer through her first 7 games played. She went down in the first game of conference play. Rebecca Winslow, to her credit, has earned the respect of all Buffalo Bulls and those around the conference, being named Defensive Player of the Week just 2 weeks ago after coming in relief for Thompson. Great run for Bizzoni on the far side. The captain spins. She's great on her toes and does it there once more. Zumpano got a leg before it went out of play. Goal kick, Kent State. Under 8 minutes to go in this second half.
Entering the game for Buffalo, number 21, Kaylin Ritchie.
Beautiful day in Buffalo, 70 degrees, no precipitation. Buffalo controlled the pace of play for the first 30 minutes of the game. Outshot Kent State 11-4 in the first half. The Flashes took a 1-0 lead. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half. The Bulls tied it about 10 minutes into the second, with Katie Crone's 13th on the year. But Elisa Arthur's 8th tally on the season put Kent State up 2-1, that in the 70th minute. Galco off the bounce sends it sky high. Kaya Schultz does the same, gaining ground for Buffalo, but not with clear possession. Now under 6.5 to go. The Bulls' season on the line.
Go, go!
Offside the ruling. That a very late whistle. A lot of play allowed to go on after the flag of Jamel Ben Abdallah went up. Jim Pashalidis took his time to blow his whistle, to take a look over to the sideline to check to see if that was onside. It was indeed not. Ellie Simmons. Great ball up the middle of the field. Crone settles. Wengender chips ahead. Zumpano breaks free. Turns for Laura Bogner. Chip to the middle. Crone's header. Zumpano follows through. Cleared away. That the stellar defender, the 5'7" sophomore Abby Brightsjew from Rochester Hills, Michigan, with the clear. 5 minutes to go in regulation play. Wengender. Schultz up top. Olivia Bizzoni sends it in. Zumpano bicycles towards the goal. Out of play. It is grabbed by Sarah Melian. More substitutions for Kent State. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation.
Now in the game for Kent State, number 7, Sienna Stambolic, and number 8, Delaney Rinaldo.
It's do or die time for the Bulls, who need to press to tie this match up. A draw would clinch a playoff spot. Wengender cuts back to the middle. Schultz plays to Bogner. Ohio has taken a 2-0 lead over Akron. That means a Buffalo loss today would knock them out of the postseason officially. Zumpano, Wengender, Zumpano to the middle, cleared. Delaney Rinaldo has had a tremendous game defensively for Kent State. 4 minutes remain in the 2023 regular season. Coach Sean Burke in his 10th year after lifting both the regular season and postseason conference championship trophies in 2022 has his hands in his pockets, nothing more he can do. Though he paces in front of the Buffalo bench and signals for Olivia Bozzoni to press up from the back line. 3.5 to go. Katie Crone, leading goal scorer in the conference, has 13 goals this season. She's stripped off the ball and it's kicked to the side. Buffalo throw. Wengender gets beat and steals it back momentarily. Kaylin Ritchie, who is battling with about 5 different injuries right now, blocks it and breaks a fast break chance up for Kent State. Throw down the sideline, never got in. Buffalo gets possession back with 3:02 to go in the second half. Eva Blatz checks in for Buffalo's Kaya Schultz.
Entering the game for Buffalo, number 22, Eva Blatz.
Zumpano tied up with 2. Grabs onto the uniform of Kelsey Salopek, a clear call. Jim Bashalides makes it. Fouls even at 12 apiece. No advantage given to either side based on the fouls that were called. It's the fouls that were not called that may have been advantageous to Kent State. Going back to the first half. Mary-Kate Lape with a move in the middle to create space under 2 minutes to go. Her chip to the corner ahead of Elisa Arthur. Buffalo's Lazenby, Shields, Winslow will get the ball for a goal kick. Clock has stopped for substitutions with 1:45 to go in the second. Kent State 1:45 away from returning the favor. Buffalo knocked the Flashes out of the postseason picture on the final day of the regular season last year on the Flashes' home turf.
For Kent State, number 20, Luca Ralph.
The Bulls in a down year after winning the championship a season ago on the brink. 80 seconds remain. Buffalo throw. Laura Bogner, the senior. Gains 15 yards for the Bulls on the inbound throw. Crone gets pushed. Another 15 yards gain. Ball boys got to put in the extra reps here to give Buffalo another chance. 60 seconds remain.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Laura Bogner. Heavy throw to the middle. Katie Crone gets bodied, no call. Bogner steps up to keep it alive. Another throw in for the Bulls. 45 seconds remain. Buffalo has worked down the sideline in the last 45. Crone bodied off the ball. Ritchie's shot from distance over top of the goal. 30 seconds to go. Sarah Melian can take her time to kick this goal kick away. Now the clock has stopped at 21 seconds. It commences on the kick from Melian. Bozzoni. Pinballed in the midfield. 15 seconds. Lazenby sends it ahead. Zumpano. Bogner swings and misses. The Bulls are out of the postseason as Kent State defeats Buffalo 2-1 on their home floor and ends the 2023 season for the reigning MAC champs. The Golden Flashes have a chance to host a conference quarterfinal match. Ohio defeats Akron. Buffalo loses to Kent State. The Bobcats have clinched the final spot of the Mid-American Conference postseason. Buffalo has been eliminated the final game in blue and white for Emily Lazenby, Laura Bogner, and Leah Wengender, the three seniors who played tonight. That does it for their Buffalo Bulls career. What a season it was for the Bulls, who were back and forth in the non-conference slate, beat Ohio State on the road. We're minutes away from defeating UConn on the road. Had to deal with injuries to their returning leading goal scorer and their true freshman starter, Lexi Thompson, who will be back next season, as will Jasmine Gerber, as will the leading scorer in the Mid-American Conference, Katie Crone, who, with her tally today, ends the year with 13 goals. That ties her for fifth in UB Bulls history, with Paula Listrani and Lori Perillo back in the 90s. Not too bad for a sophomore from Schoharie, New York. Katie Crone, with a tremendous season for Buffalo, will get all-conference honors, no doubt. Kent State looks to make another run for the first time since 2021. They are in the postseason and have a chance to host a match depending on other finals across the league. One final jog across the field for the Bulls to thank their fans that came out to support, as they did all season long. Buffalo ends the year 7-5-6 with a 4-4-3 conference record. Kent State ends the regular season 7-4 in league play with a 10-6-2 record. Final from UB Stadium, 2-1. Kent State defeats the Bulls and knocks Buffalo out of the postseason picture on the final day of the 2023 regular season. Well, thanks for joining us all season long. It has been a joy to cover these Buffalo Bulls on the UB Bulls YouTube this season. My thanks to our entire crew. None of this possible without the direction and leadership of Matt Walfriend, who has produced these games from the start, executively put this crew together. Matt, thank you. It would not have been done without your kindness and grace in allowing Michael Loss and myself to take over what was nothing and turn it into our little show on YouTube. Michael Loss, second in command in running these productions, deserves a world of thanks from Bulls fans and overall Mid-American soccer fans for the work that he did and countless hours that he spent preparing for these matches. A tremendous season for the senior from Niagara University. Maybe a grad transfer year we can get him in at UB full-time. We'll see. Ashley Zarnota has been our camera person for this entire season. Eric Carpy filled in for a couple games. Why did Ashley miss? She just had to get married. No big deal. So congratulations to Ashley, and my thanks to her as well. Tyler Bauer, thanks for producing our digital content with our Around the 18s. Those all found on my social pages and on the Bulls social pages as well. I hope you enjoyed those. For our entire crew, it has been one heck of a season, and we'll see you in 2024. Till then, folks, I'm Jack Cruiser saying Happy New Year. I bid you adieu.